Ladies and gentlemen, the play's the thing, with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Goldie Baumgarten, co-director of Chabad of the Hamptons. Now here is Judy.
Thank you, Lee, for another show of The Play's the Thing. And today I have Goldie on the hot seat. Hi, Goldie. Thank you for joining me today for The Play's the Thing.
Thanks for having me.
And I got you here because you were, well, I know you for quite a while, and somebody said you're doing something very special. So we could touch upon that, and let's start with that. What is this special thing you're doing for the community here?
We just started this past Sunday, and it'll be continuing for the next 5 Sundays. It's a course called Beyond Never Again. It's a course that's offered by the JLI Institute. It's a Jewish Learning Institute. It's a national and international program. Their programs are taught everywhere. And 3 times a year, there's a course of any different topic on Judaism. And this time it's Beyond Never Again, how the Holocaust speaks to us today.
And where do you give these courses?
So this is at the Chabad House. It's at 13 Woods Lane. It's on Sundays at 5:30. They go for about an hour and a half. It may go a little bit longer sometimes as the discussion gets more involved. And it'll be going through June 13th.
This is a very nice thing you're doing because most people forget the past. And people are saying, and I guess you're aware of that, it's surfacing again. So what do people learn by taking this course?
What we do with this course, the main goal is really, we've experienced an incredible Holocaust, a destruction of Judaism as we knew it in Europe, a destruction of humanity, and people have survived it. We're looking to what could we learn from it in a positive way? How did the people that did survive, what was their goal? What was their push? What was their inner strength? How did they get their inner strength to continue? And how did they come to build a new life? How were they able to continue after such things? And for us to take lessons from these experiences.
So you listen to people's stories in these classes, or?
There is some of that. That's not, the goal is not so much what happened. It's not the history. There is one class that we spend more time. Like one of the classes out of the 6, you focus on people and their narratives and how they came across with it. What we focus more on is, okay, such an atrocity happened. Where was God? What was his role in this all? Why didn't he stop it? And then, you go on, you say, people, what did you do? If you were in a situation, your life was at stake. Your friend's life was at stake. Your mother's life was at stake. If you would stop to save your mother, that's the end of your life. Morally, what do we do?
So this is more or less an awareness program.
Right. Yes. Let me take something practical from it. If I were now in a similar situation, or it doesn't have to be similar, God forbid, it should never be the same, but we can scale it down and learn from these heroes that were in the Holocaust. How do we do it today?
So who's giving these courses?
The instructor that's giving it by us, his name is Rabbi Shalom Cohen. He is a rabbi from Stony Brook, and he teaches in Stony Brook and in Brooklyn as well. So he's the actual instructor. The course, the curriculum was written by the JLI Institute, the Jewish Learning Institute that's been around for quite a few years now.
So how long have you been residing at the present location?
We are here now almost 6 years that we're here in East Hampton, Chabad, offering services of all shapes and sizes and forms with Judaism, whether it be the literal services of prayers, whether it's providing a mezuzah, providing a kosher or a listening ear, whatever service it may be. And so we're here to teach in whatever form. So this was one of the areas that we felt educating people in a way of taking our past and not letting it be wasted. But if something like this happened, how can we learn something and gain something from it in our personal lives? Just like Passover, when we sit down to the Seder, what's the purpose? We go back to our history so we can learn the lessons. How can we grow from them?
I remember going to services once that was held at Guildhall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now you have your own place, so you don't have to go to other places to hold services.
Well, actually, not necessarily. When we went to Guildhall, we had the same place. It's just for the high holidays. Right now, our building is not equipped for the higher numbers of people that we have coming for the high holidays. So we had been in Guildhall, or we've put up a tent in the back of our property. So, you know, every year it depends on how things are. But we've been to Guildhall. It's been 3 years that we did Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services at Guildhall.
Oh, I've been there once.
Yeah.
And I also been to your house once or twice, and you are a terrific cook.
Thank you.
How do you have I mean, when you cook, you really have to cook for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And how do you have the patience to do that?
Well, doing something where you know you're helpful, you know, somehow it comes around, and when we know how to do it, we do it well. Just like a little glimpse of an idea of how it all depends on what you're looking at. The Rebbe who has really sent us here, we are here at Chabad because the Lubavitcher Rebbe has encouraged us to spread ourselves throughout the world just to help out and to teach what we know, pass it on to other people so that they can learn about Judaism as well. And he had been standing in line giving blessings to people who were coming to him for hours upon hours and hours. And an older woman had come up and said, Rebbe, I'm so tired. You're so much older than I am, and you're standing so much longer. How could you stand for so long? And he said, when you're counting diamonds, it's not a problem.
Oh, isn't that sweet? That's very well put, very well put.
So you can cook for many people.
And you have a lot of help.
I have wonderful children.
Yes. And how many children do you have?
We have 12, thank God.
12 children. What are the age range?
From 4 to 25, thank God.
Wow. And I think recently your daughter got married?
That's correct, yep. It was, it's almost a year. We're almost at the anniversary.
Wow. And is she still living in the neighborhood?
No, she's actually living now. She moved to Richmond, Virginia, where they joined Chabad there, and they're helping out with many activities that the Chabad that's already there has been doing.
So originally your husband was supposed to come on this show, and what kept him?
Well, actually it wasn't my husband. I was hoping that the lecturer would be able to come, and he just...
Oh,
his
was
schedule
mistaken
did not.
Then. I thought...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No.
Oh, I thought you said the rabbi was going to come.
As in the rabbi, the teacher.
Oh, he's a rabbi too?
Right.
Oh, okay. So, getting back to this issue that you're working on, you said you had a film or a tape.
Correct.
That would be able to run that?
Yes, I would love just a
Okay.
little glimpse of how people have taken their own personal experience in the Holocaust and made a living, said we're not going to be destroyed by it, we need to rebuild.
Oh, I would like to. Let's watch that for a little bit.
Great.
When the Germans entered the town of Aishashuk, slaughtering the residents, a group of 29 Jews escaped by being sheltered in the homes of Christian Poles. Local partisans eventually freed the town of German rule. The Jews returned to their homes on October 20th, 1944. Shortly after, they were attacked by a mob of anti-Semitic Poles.
4-year-old Yafa Eliach was downstairs sleeping in bed
When the Poles entered and shot her mother and baby sister.
After the war, there was definitely a great pain and most of all anger. People felt that nobody knows who they are, from where they came, what their families were all about.
Eliach decided that the only way to move forward was not by cataloging the hatred, but by recapturing the beauty of Jewish life that had been destroyed. She spent decades researching her Lithuanian hometown and authoring the award-winning There Once Was a World, a 900-year chronicle of the shtetl of Aishashuk. In 1998, Eliach led a tour in which she revisited her hometown of Aishashuk.
Many of those on the tour brought along their children and grandchildren, hoping to share with them a cherished past.
This center of the Schulhof was the center of Jewish life. Weddings, all weddings took place Friday afternoon. The bride was walking from her house and was brought here with the klezmer. And the groom was brought from his house by the klezmer here. And everybody was walking with candles or with torches. A lot of the memories came back. I could see exactly my grandma. On one side of the street, my grandma Katz. I could see my other grandma, Grandma Sonnenson, on the other side of the market. I could even see myself running in the backyard, chasing chickens. And now my granddaughter was running after chickens in the same backyard that I did. So it brought wonderful memories of that vanished past.
Charged by President Carter to create a suitable memorial for the victims of the Holocaust, Eliach, the granddaughter of prominent Aishashuk photographers Yitzhak Uri and Alta Katz, chose to highlight their work. Today, the memorial that Eliach created is part of the permanent exhibit of the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C., and it attracts more than 1 million visitors per year.
Over 1,000 photographs line the 3-story-high Tower of Faces.
Okay, well, that was really, really nice, and I'm sure people who watch it, they will appreciate that. Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So before you came here to the Hamptons, where did you live before that?
We lived in Quorum, which is about an hour away from here. We had a Chabad house there, and then the need arose to expand, and we came here, and there's other rabbis there. And, you know, we're just wherever we could be of help. That's what Chabad does.
So where were you from? Where were you born?
I'm originally from Crown Heights section of Brooklyn. I grew up in Crown Heights in the center of Chabad community, 770, where the Rebbe's headquarters. And from there is where everything Chabad, you know, as they say, that tour the world, you'll see two things, Coca-Cola and Lubavitch. Lubavitch and Chabad is the same thing. So,
yeah, so you were born into it.
I was born into it, absolutely. Yes, I was
And
lucky.
where did you meet Label?
In Crown Heights.
Crown
He's
Heights.
from Crown Heights as well.
You went to the same school?
Well, actually not, because we grow up in the yeshivas where the girls have their own school and the boys have their own school, but he was in the same school as my husband, as my brothers, I should say.
Oh, that's how you met.
Yeah, well, there was a shotgun involved, but yeah, we did know of each other. Yeah.
And you have any siblings?
Thank God, I have siblings all over the place. I have a sister in France and a brother in Holland, a sister in Charlotte, North Carolina, a brother in Omaha, Nebraska, a sister in Michigan, a brother in Staten Island.
How many?
We're a total of 8, thank God.
8. See,
Yeah.
my father had a big family. He was one of 12 children.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you remember all your siblings' name and all your children's name? Don't you get mixed up sometime?
Well, a mother of 2 ends up mixing up and calling the wrong name by mistake.
Yes.
That's acceptable, but we know the bottom line who's who.
Yes.
And we're very grateful that there's just more and more simchas to be, more and more happy occasions for us to share. And
Almost every day of the year.
thank
Yeah.
God, you know, the children grow up with many cousins and lots of entertainment and camaraderie. There's nothing like family. There's
Every
nothing
day's
like
a-
family.
Every day is a holiday.
Every day is a holiday. And, you know, coming back to the course, we cannot let Hitler destroy us. We're going to show that, hey, we're here, try as you may. We're not going to cut down. We're happy to be a large
good
family.
to hear, very good to hear. You know, every time, because I'm one of the wandering Jews. And when I see a lot of Jewish children or just Jewish people together, it makes me feel good,
Right.
because I also come from the other side, and I've seen a lot of people perish. So it's good to see that we are still here.
Right. And not only that we are still here, but from this whole concept, I mean, the Holocaust affected many people, not only the Jews, but it was definitely targeted at the Jews mainly. And we know there were many gypsies and many other communities that were being attacked and that were being singled out. But, you know, just for all of us in humanity, as a whole, we have to just see how important it is for all of us to keep up our our traditions and what we know is right. As Americans, we have to be proud of who we are and not let other people influence us others. We need to continue what we know is right, and that's the focus of what we want to accomplish with this class. That we don't get hurt, we continue, and for all humanity, that we continue what's right.
And I would, as I said before, I had written something by hand because my printer didn't work. My cousin sent me this article about Pilar Rajouli, who's a Spanish journalist, and she's speaking up for Israel, and she's wondering how come no one else sees what she's seeing. And as a journalist, she feels that she should bring to light that Israel and the U.S. is the most democratic country in the whole world, and yet people are using terrorists to destroy us. And there is a lot more here, which I don't have time to read, and I can't read half of it anyway, because I jotted it down very quickly. But I'm going to send this whole article to you, and I think you would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So all you children going to go into the same profession as you and your husband?
I am not a fortune teller. I do not know the future. I definitely hope, and our goal is that they should remain proud of their Judaism and steadfast with their Judaism. Profession is up to them. Would I like them to follow in our footsteps and go in the rabbinical? That's nice, but that's not for everybody, and everybody has to do what they're comfortable with. But the main thing that I really hope for and I pray for every day is that they should stay strong with their Judaism.
And do you have any other talents that you would like to pursue?
I'm happy.
Do you sing?
Me now.
Or dance? Do you write any articles?
I'm not much of a writer, unfortunately.
No.
No. It would
But
be nice
you're a
to have that
wonderful
gift.
cook.
Do that well, and I do enjoy dancing. And as we discussed before, every day is a holiday, so we have the opportunity to dance at all. We should always be able to dance happily at each other's happy occasions.
Right. And you have a big congregation.
Well, Chabad, we don't focus on membership. We don't have membership. We have a big congregation because the Jewish community is big, and we are open for everyone, whoever would, anyone is welcome to come at any point, no membership necessary. Congregation is big, everyone has a different kind of affiliation.
Oh.
However you would like to affiliate with your Judaism, that's what we're about. It's not just that you're coming to services, and it's not just that you're paying your membership dues. You're part of the congregation just because you're Jewish and you want to be connected. And we're ready to be connected in whichever way.
And do you also have non-Jews who come?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And weren't you the congregation who had some sort of an ice sculpture at one time? Made out of ice, like an ice menorah or an ice...
Yes, we've had an ice menorah, that's
See,
correct.
I remember
we did
that.
to bring the Hanukkah joy into, the purpose of Hanukkah, the purpose of the menorah in general is to publicize the miracle that happened way back. And so we did decide to have a 6-foot ice menorah sculpted right here on the property. It was beautiful. People stopped by, what is that? And that was one additional way to publicize this wonderful holiday of
So how long
religious
did it
freedom.
last?
Well, we did it several times, and it always depends on the weather. We've had it gone within 24 hours if it had
Yes.
enough rain or enough wind to knock it down.
Dare I ask if you lit any candles?
We
on
did,
it?
absolutely.
You did?
Absolutely, that was the goal. We had it sculpted right there on our property and right in front of the shul. And when they were done with the sculpting, with a torch, we lit the candles. We had the hurricane lamps over them to help so the flame does not go out. And it looked beautiful. It was absolutely
Yes.
beautiful.
It is. Well, that's something to be seen.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. Is there anything else that you're going to do after this is done?
Well, just one thing is people could know that the holiday of Shavuos, the holiday that we received the Torah over 3,500 years ago, is coming up. This is the holiday the date that it happened. It's this coming up Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday, in a week from today. And Wednesday morning, we read, again, at part of the services, we read the 10 Commandments that we received back then. And we follow it with a great ice cream party and a delicious dairy kiddush. And we'd love for people to come to 13 Woods Lane at 10:30 Wednesday.
You are all invited. And just very quickly, do you think the 10 Commandments are still timely?
Absolutely. They couldn't be more timely.
You wouldn't change a word.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Well,
not.
I want to thank you for coming and sharing this half hour with me. And I want to thank everybody who helped to make this show available, and my underwriters, and goodbye, everybody. I don't ever know which way to say goodbye. See you next week.
Okay, thanks
This
for
is
having me.
Judy Sleed signing off with Goldie. L'chaim.
Chaim.
So, half hour goes very quick. So.
Love me